Manpreet. I make book-related videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. If you're new here, please make sure you subscribe, follow me on my social media, and hit the bell button so that you get notified every time I post a new video. I post book reviews, book recommendations, and I think you might be interested in all of those if you're watching this video. So today's video is actually a wrap-up video. Basically, this is a mini review series that I do talking about the books that I read in the last month. For this month, it's July 2019 wrap up. I have a couple of books that were sent to me for review by the authors. I have a couple of books that I have wanted to read for a long time. I have a couple of books that were gifted to me and I finally finished reading, okay? So these are the books that I read last month. Number one book is actually an audiobook. I have been listening to this one for a couple of weeks now, a couple of months actually, and this is the Brian Tracy audio collection. I'll link it down below. It was available on Audible. I had a free credit. I was like, Brian Tracy is somebody I really like as a self-development guru, so let's try this out. I tried it out and it was totally worth listening to. It is basically an audio tape collection. Each chapter is 1 hour long approximately and discusses a part of your life that you could improve upon, and I really loved this book so much, and I would suggest it to you guys if you're looking for a self-development book, especially an audio book, okay? Second book that I read last month was Ravan by Amish Tripathi. Now this is the third book in the Ramchandra series and I was very excited to read this book, and I got equally disappointed with this book. This book follows Ravan as a character and I expected a lot from it, and I expected to, see this one of the most evil characters of Indian mythology, and I was expecting a lot from this book because I felt like Ravan is a great character to write about, and it wasn't so in this book. It was really black and white, and there are lots of issues that I had from this book which I discussed in my review video, which I'll link down below in the description. So do check out the review, and I also vlogged my process of being tortured by this book, so you can watch that as well, even though it was a painful time in my life. But yeah, all in all, I did not like this book at all. I really felt I'm happy that I finished this book, and now I can choose to not talk about it for a long time. So yeah, that's what I feel about this book. Next book that I actually picked up was Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella. Now I had started reading this book a couple of months back, then lost touch with it. This book is about this girl who is suffering through anxiety and she cannot get out of her house or even face people without her sunglasses. She's like the Punjabi person who is wearing sunglasses inside her home when it's not sunny at all. And on the outset of it, you will think that this book is sad or something like that. It's not. It's the funniest contemporary fiction I have read so far. It's so funny. It makes you laugh so much. Audrey has a brother. Actually, she has two siblings, and one of them is a kid, so he's just like ignored person, even though his role in the story is really good. But I actually loved Frank, her brother, who is addicted to games, and then her mother is like, I don't want my kid playing video games, I don't want him addicted. Frank's responses to his mother, it's just like, this is exactly what real people do, and that's the beauty of a contemporary fiction. A contemporary fiction is supposed to feel like it's something that really happens. It's not supposed to feel like a fictional story which is highly imaginative. It's something that you can think that it is actually happening in some household in that area, okay? And I love this book so much because of that. It's hilarious. It helped me relate to Audrey. Like even the conversations between the siblings or conversations between the parents and children, it's just amazing. So all in all, I think I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. 4 out of 5 stars rating doesn't matter with this book. You just have to read it, okay? Next book is also something that I really loved. I was working with the author of this book to read and review this one, Alumni of the Year by Thompson Robert. Why I loved it? Again, because I could relate to this book so much. This is about this guy who is a workaholic, and he is beginning to realize the problem with having no work-life balance. And he also is a very competitive and sort of petty person because he buys his way in the Alumni of the Year competition in his school. So in the book, he travels to India to attend this event and to attend this competition and try and win it. What I really liked about this book was everything about Dave's life was something I could connect with. His middle class struggles and his will to compete and, you know, climb up the corporate ladder, and his views about his boss. And it was also funny, his views about his boss and all the things that happen, and his narrative, basically what he perceives with all of those things happening and what he says in the book. That is something that is just hilarious. You have a friend, a very funny, very nice friend, who is talking to you about your life, and that is how this book feels like. So I love this book so much. It's a short read, and I bet you would read it in one sitting. So if you want an easy to read, a very funny, a very relatable, and a very, you know, it also gets emotional at sometimes, so it's not like a pointless book, which is something a lot of contemporary fictions have a risk of becoming. Even this was not pointless, okay? So these are like two beautiful books, and if you do not pick these up, you'll be missing something really good. So if you are into books, if you are into contemporary fiction, you need to try both of these. I'll also do the review of this book. It will be coming up hopefully next week, because I'm trying to do only one book review per week. So let's just see. But yeah, if you also want to see what I was going through while I was reading this book, you can watch my reading vlog, which I'll link down below as well, okay? Next book that I finished reading was again sent to me by the author for review, and I'll try to review it this week itself, and that is Tattva, Soul and Karma by Tanuj Lalchandani. Now, one thing you need to know about me is that basically any book that tries to sell me religion is something I always want to stay away from. So when this book came to me, which is about Hindu gods and goddesses, I really had this concern that please, if you are going to send me a book that is going to sell me religion, please don't, because I'm not going to like it. I'm going to say bad things about it, and that won't be good, okay? But then the author, who is a Delhi-based astrologer, clarified that this book is really about like what has been said in our mythology about different Hindu gods and goddesses. What are their stories? How did they come to exist? And what are some like interesting stories about their existence and why they are and for what they are worshipped for? It's a book about that, and also it is a very beautifully illustrated book, okay? Throughout this book there are illustrations which are just beautiful. Would say that this book definitely works as a very beautiful gift for people who are into Hindu religion or who want to know more about Hindu gods and goddesses. Apart from the basic gifting purpose, I think it was also something that I really loved reading, because there are so many stories about Hindu mythology that I didn't know before, and I would classify this book as a non-fiction, which is very informative, okay? Every line in the book has a meaning, and it's not for like, you know, filling up the book, and it just is a statement about what is what. And I really like that fact about this book. It's 100 pages long. I just loved this book because of the beautiful illustrations and because of how many stories I got to know about. And there are also like after every god or goddess is introduced, there is also a discussion on which planet they rule. For example, this chapter was about Lord Vishnu, and this chapter really explains every avatar of Lord Vishnu and the main story of that avatar, okay, which was something I have been reading a lot of mythological fiction, so I know about a few avatars but not all of them. So I found this book really informative, especially if you are interested in Hindu mythology, okay? And then it talks about Sun, because Sun is the planet that is ruled by, governed by Lord Vishnu. So the whole book is laid out in that manner. Then is Lord Shiv, and then it talks about Lord Shiv's story, and then it will talk about the planet, okay? And I really like this book because of that. I have a reading vlog that will be coming up soon with me reading this book, and I'll also be reviewing it very soon this week, so do check out the review as well. Basically, I'm going to say all the same things. I just really like this book. That's it. Yeah, you should also check it out if you are into these sort of books. Next, I read a book that was gifted to me by Helly. Helly is a very dear friend of mine, and she also makes book related videos. I think you already know her, but this is the book that she gifted me a couple of months back, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by John Boyne. It's a classic novel, a children's fiction, and it's a Holocaust novel. Basically, it's a fiction imagined in the time of Hitler. The story of this book is about this young boy who has to move to a different place with his family, and I would not tell you where he moves, and I would not tell you what happens and everything, because that would be a spoiler. Because I started reading this book and I actually did not know that it's a Holocaust novel, okay? Yeah, I knew it. Manpreet, you read Second World War in Germany, yeah, you knew it. But still, I was just going into it with no expectations and no like guesses about the story. So it really like made me feel so amazed on how the author has made it a children's fiction, but it's still very serious, and it's still something that you look forward to reading. And oh my god, the ending, Helly said this, okay? Helly said this. I just posted on Instagram that I'm reading it, and it was an amazing book, just so amazing. And Helly said this. She was like, the ending, and that's all she said. But then when the ending comes, I'm just like, oh my god, I can't cry, but I feel like crying. This is an amazing classic novel. If you haven't read it, just read it. If you are into historical fiction or Holocaust novels, you need to pick this up. Yeah, this is something that I again loved. Basically, this month was really good except for one book. Anyway, the last book that I finished reading in the last month was Telltale by Jeffrey Archer. This is a collection of short stories, and these are basically crime stories. Initially, I did not like this book, but then I just set my expectations right, reset my expectations actually, and then kept reading this book. And there was this one story which was like the tipping point. Up until then, I was like, okay, it's an okay enough read. But after that story, my feelings towards this book have been amplified in a positive manner, and I really like this book. So if you are into short stories, or if you want to read crime short stories, then you should pick up this book. Honestly, I personally have read a lot of thrillers and even a lot of mysteries, okay, but not basic crime novels. I remember, like, one I can remember is Elephants in the Room, the review of which I'll link down below. Apart from that, I cannot really recall a basic crime novel, and I'm really happy that I read this one. This also marks my first Jeffrey Archer novel, so I'm like really happy, really pleased that I read this book. Yes guys, this wraps up the whole wrap-up video. These are all the books that I read last month. This is what I thought about them, and I hope you enjoyed watching this review. I hope you got to discover some really good books, because I honestly read a lot of good books last month, especially when I think for first 15 days I was reading and struggling with this book. And after that, everything changed. I'm so happy about it. I'm so happy that you have watched this wrap-up video up until now. If you have watched it, and if you haven't subscribed to me, please subscribe to me right now. Hit the bell button so that you get notified every time I post a new video. And yes, that's it for today's video. I'll be back with another video very soon. By the way, if you're like, Manpreet, you post videos on Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, why this is coming up on Monday? Because I missed a Saturday video, and I'm just done with missing videos. They do not make me feel happy. I love posting videos. I love the discipline that I have to maintain with the videos. So if I missed a video, which was because of a series of unfortunate events, I need to just punish myself and post this video for sure. So it's not a punishment actually, it's like actually very fun. I love making videos, okay? So yeah, that jumbled up response I think is enough to tell you why I posted on Monday, but I hope you enjoy this Monday video as well. That's it for today's video. This is Manpreet signing off. I'll be back with another video very soon.